Nigeria's first quarter of 2025 VAT records expose a sharp imbalance in how revenue is generated and shared. The Northeast generated 30 billion naira, but it received 124 billion naira, more than 4 times its contribution. The Southeast brought in 28 billion naira, but it got 104 billion naira, 3.7 times more. The Northwest and the North Central also collected far more than they paid into the national purse. The picture flips in the South-South and in the Southwest, which are net contributors. The South-South, for instance, generated 365 billion naira in the first quarter of 2025, but it got back 171 billion naira. That is a 53% shortfall. The Southwest, led by Lagos, generated 930 billion naira. That's close to a trillion naira. But in return, it received just 258 billion naira. That is a staggering 72% loss. Well, Lagos alone put in 819 billion naira, more than the other 35 states combined. Yet, for every 100 naira Lagos contributed, it got back just 16 naira and 74 kobo. Oyo State tells a similar story. It generated 79.78 billion naira, more than the entire zones like Northwest, North Central, Northeast, and the Southeast. Yet, it received only 35.3 billion naira, less than each of those other regions. Now, in the South-South, the breakdown shows that River State generated 278.2 billion naira and it received 60.2 billion naira. Bayelsa put in 27.2 billion naira and it got back 20.4 billion naira. In Oyo State, the contribution was recorded at 20.7 billion naira, Delta at 20.04 billion naira, Akwa Ibom with 16 billion naira, and Cross River State generated 2.6 billion naira only. Well, together, the zone generated 364.99 billion naira, but in return, it got 171.1 billion naira. The comparative advantage lies with high output states like Lagos and Oyo State, built on industry, ports, and corporate headquarters. Their challenge is a heavy tax burden with low returns. Low output zones benefit more from redistribution, but they remain constrained by weak industry, low informal sector activity, and a heavy reliance on federal transfers. The new tax reform, set to take full effect in 2026, aims to expand the state taxing powers and adjust VAT distribution, with allocations already pegged at 50% going to equality, 30% going to derivation or consumption, and 20% to population. If the reforms reward production, high output states will gain more. But if redistribution dominates, the imbalance will remain. For low output states, without real growth, reforms could mean smaller allocations and deeper fiscal stress. The question is clear. When the 2026 tax reforms kick in, will they be the game changer the government promises, or just a reshuffle that leaves all problems untouched?